another podcast of mine. It's me, Michelle from Heartpanorama. Thank you for tuning in. My guest today is my friend Annie from Mexico. And today's topic will be role models, which I think is very interesting. So, hello, Annie.
Hi. Hey, everyone.
So today's agenda is first our definition of role model. Then we will both each name 3 of our role models from the categories real life role model, celebrity, and fictional role model. And then we'll try to wrap all this that we're talking about up in some sort of message at the end. So what I'd like to start with is the definition. And I actually looked it up on Wikipedia because I was a bit lazy to formulate one myself. And Wikipedia says that a role model is, quote, a person whose behavior, example, or success is or can be emulated by others, especially by younger people, end of quote. Mm-hmm. And I think it basically says that it's someone you look up to or someone you admire. Mm-hmm. So what is your definition of a role model?
It's pretty much the same of what Wikipedia says. It's somebody whose example you follow.
And do you have any certain expectations of a role model? Like what qualities do they have to have so that they could qualify as one of your role models?
I think it's essential that they inspire you or motivate you in a certain way. Mm-hmm. And they do something that you admire so you can follow their steps.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm actually the same. Like, my expectations to a role model is that they give a good example, so they bring out the better side of you if you want to follow their steps or if you want to kind of copy them. And I rather not want people to have role models that give a bad example. Like, it's a bit difficult if people look up to someone who behaves badly in public and doesn't show real manners, and I'm wondering why is that person a role model to those people. So it's basically the same definition that you have.
Okay.
Should we just go on and start with our role model category, like in real life, like offline life, people that we actually know?
Yes.
Who is your role model?
I would say my grandma. I admire her the way she has treated and how she is a good mother.
Oh.
I really admire also her sense of humor, even when the situation is not as positive. She always tries to see like the bright side or the funny side of the story, even if it's like fantasy or it's not real. She always tries to give that perspective.
That's a good quality.
And she's quite adventurous. Well, despite of her age and her physical condition, she's always, she goes for it. Like, she's quite brave, and I'm not. So, I don't know, I like that about her. What about you?
My real life role model, like, I always say it's my mom, and I guess it still is, because she's also very caring and also really sweet. I mean, she can be furious sometimes, but who doesn't? But most of the time, she's really sweet and funny. And she's also ambitious. Like, she doesn't want to sit around and have no progress. Like, she wants to do something. And I think we get along really well with each other because I'm really pretty much the same. And my dad always says that I'm really similar to my mom.
Aww.
Yeah, I've always looked up to my mom.
I like the relationship you have with her.
Should we go on to the next category? That would be celebrity role model. So who's your celebrity role model or your idol?
I think my celebrity role model would be Ellen DeGeneres. Because I think it's more admirable than anything else. She opened up about her sexuality back in I think the 1970s or something, when that topic still like taboo, and she was brave enough to say that. She's very caring and very giving, and she always is trying to help people in however she can, but she also has fun with it. And she recently opened like a refugee for I don't remember if it was elephants or orangutans, but yeah, that's quite lovely of her, and that's why I admire her.
She actually does talk shows, right? In the US.
Yeah.
I've seen a few YouTube videos, and they're always so funny. I especially like her games with celebrities.
Yeah.
I especially like them because they're so funny. My celebrity choice is and always will be probably Vanessa Hudgens, because she's been my role model or my idol since I was about 12, I think, when she started out on High School Musical. And I don't know if it has something to do with her being half Filipina as well. Maybe.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Maybe it has something to do with that, because I can connect to her personality in that way somehow. But apart from that, I think she's very talented and also successful. And even if she's not as popular as the top Hollywood stars, I think she's doing a very good job. And I love that she always tries to participate in projects that she really wants to be in. For example, she had participated in some Broadway shows, I think last year. Recently, recently she also released a single where she collaborated with a band, I think.
Oh,
and
nice.
I love that she's like, oh yeah, that would be fun. I will do that project and I will record that song and I will participate in that movie and doing this and that. And I love that she always stays grounded, and at least that's what I can see through her social media posts. They're always spontaneous, and she's always that sweet and dorky person, and I love that about her. Like, she's not thinking, oh, I'm a Hollywood star, I'm better than you. But she's really still grounded and still connects with her family. She always posts things about her mother and her sister and her dog. And it's so sweet to see them being still normal persons and still a normal family, even though she is famous like around the world.
That's lovely.
Okay, our next category would be fictional role models. And I think that can include live action shows or movies, as well as cartoons or anime. Just the way you like. So which would be your choice?
Okay. Well, this category is quite wide, actually, I think.
True.
So, and to actually just choose one is hard.
You can also choose two.
No. Okay. And I went to the most recent one, I think. And it's kind of cliche, and I kind of didn't want it to, but it is. Mine would be Marinette from Miraculous Ladybug, because what I admire of her is how she overcame her insecurity to save Alia and to help Shatna. And she didn't just stand there and watch her friends being in trouble. She did something about it. Also, her kindness, how she always tries to help too, and she also sees the positive side of things.
I was actually thinking choosing her as well, but I thought a bit harder.
Okay.
And in the end, I chose Sailor Moon, because the series Sailor Moon is actually the reason I first got into the whole fandom environment, so to say, and also that's also the reason why I got into Miraculous Ladybug. And I think the character Sailor Moon herself, is admirable in my opinion because she always sees the positive side of people. Like, she always believes that people can be good, even the villains. She always tries to talk into them that you don't have to be evil. It's your choice. I believe there's something good in you, or you have a good heart. You just have to try. And I also love that her friends are very important to her. She never lets down her friends, but she can also easily make friends with strangers.
Oh.
That's especially with her 4 inner senshi, the 4 Sailor Guardians, that she's closest to. I don't know if you watched the series, but she initially makes friends with them even when she hadn't met them before. And she's so really genuine and tries to cheer them up, whatever problem each of them has. And yeah, she's really caring and loving, and also, on the other hand, really dorky. So you can really relate to her a lot and see that not everyone is perfect. She's also a really funny character. And I love that she's really kind of portraying most of, I think, the regular people who think, oh, I'm so clumsy. Why is it always me? But it doesn't have to be bad. And
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's also why I almost chose Marinette from Miraculous, because she's a bit similar to Sailor Moon, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
also a bit clumsy, but still very positive. Always thinks that there can be a solution. Don't give up. Keep going on. I love that about her. So about both of them, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
As I said before at the beginning, I think it's good to have some sort of role model, but I think they have to be reasonable people or reasonable characters. It's rather better to have characters or actual persons who give a good example and not influence you in a bad way.
Yes. Or even if, for example, even if you don't have like a close person or in real life person that you know who could be your role model, then you could choose a cartoon or your favorite character or something like that. And it's okay. As long as, you know, they motivate you in a certain way. They make you do good new things. And, you know, they inspire you to get somewhere, probably.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's good. It's not something to be ashamed of.
Yeah, I think there's really no limit to who your role model should be. Like, there's no requirement that it has to be a person that you know in real life. I actually find that in real life label kind of funny, because even if it's a celebrity or someone you meet online, it's still real life. So I think that label in real life is kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, people you actually know in person that you spend a lot of time with. I don't think it always has to be someone like that. You can choose whoever inspires you, as you said. And I think it's great that most people have someone that motivate them to be a better person. I still think there might be people who will say they don't know who their role model is if you ask them spontaneously. But yeah, nobody has to have a role model all the time.
Yeah.
But still, I think no matter who your role model is, you still shouldn't forget to be yourself and try finding out what your good qualities are. So you don't always try to be exactly like your role model and not copy them, but still try to find your own good qualities.
Yeah. And also don't pressure yourself on that. You know, if you don't find them, it's okay to take your time. It's okay, you know, little by little and stuff.
Yeah. So I think we just wrapped it up quicker than I thought. Thanks, Annie, for being on my podcast today.
You're very welcome.
And you guys out there, thank you for listening until now. If you had fun, I would really much appreciate a like or a comment or a subscription maybe, because that really motivates me to keep going on and improving. That's a wrap, everyone. And stay tuned for more podcasts to come. Bye!
Bye!